Hey, good morning. Welcome to Shadowland Sojourner. So glad you tuned in here. It is Monday, the 5th of December, and I just have a few things I want to go over. Hey, those quarters are really coming in. Last week we came up with about 900, and I just looked at the big pile that came in this weekend. We're in the neighborhood of probably about $1,500. If you kind of tune in later to the blog site here at Shadowland Sojourner, we'll post up that amount, the exact amount that we have later this afternoon. But I just want to talk to you about that. And Faith Promise, keep those Faith Promise cards coming in. Money for missions, though, Water for Life. I wanted to flesh out a little bit of actually what we're giving for. And Water for Life, I've been friends with Arnie Eastburn, who is the president and CEO of Water for Life for a number of years now. I don't have the exact count, but they've been involved in Mozambique in giving them a hand up and not a handout. And I've seen this with my own eyes firsthand, where the team that actually goes in and drills the wells are all bivocational pastors. So this is their second job. This is their money-making job. They make, because their churches are poor. So it supports them. It gives them a hand up because it gives them good work. They can work with their hands and do that work. But then there's the work that it does and what it accomplishes once they drill a well in a community. And there's a video I'm going to share here in a minute that's from a gentleman called Pastor Levi. And we flew into Kilmani, which is up the coast, the east coast of Mozambique. And we were there, we drove about 4 hours out into the bush. And it's the furthest away from anything I think I've ever been. We were in the bush. And we stopped at a little church at a guy named Pastor Levi. As we pulled up to that church, Arnie got fairly animated and excited because he said, when I was here 2 years ago, this wasn't here. And it was a beautiful building that they had built themselves from the resources that God had given them. And Pastor Levi expressed that it was the water that opened the door. It was the water that started bringing people out, because they would come, the well is drilled on the church lot. So people would come to this well and they would inquire about what was going on, and they said, well, we have church here this weekend. And people started coming, and then people started giving, and not just the physical part changed of things like hygiene and just having better water, which creates an environment where they can have better food and better resources for their health. But it created this atmosphere of giving, and they gave out of what they had, and they were able to do this beautiful facility. So I'm going to show that here in just a few minutes. But I want to just say again, a deep thank you. The deadline is coming up on the 18th of December. So you want to make sure and get those quarters in. And there's been a little bit of confusion. People say, well, this is just empty tubes. The empty tubes we're leaving out. So if you want to take another tube and go fill it up and bring it back again, that's great. We don't have any problem with that whatsoever. But by the 18th, we hope that we will have $6,900 in the coffers, and we'll be able to drill a well somewhere in that central southern Mozambique area. So, and we'll take a look at this clip.
Hi, this is Arnie Eastburn in Magunja da Costa, Mozambique, with Water for Life Mozambique.
Aqui é Arnie Eastburn, Água para a Vida, está aqui no distrito de Magunja da Costa.
And we're here with Pastor Levi.
Estamos aqui com o pastor Levi.
His church was the second well that we drilled back in September of
A
2015.
sua igreja foi o segundo furo que a gente furamos em setembro.
A year later I was here and he was digging the footings for this new church.
Ano depois eu estava aqui e encontrei a pôr a fazer fundação para essa igreja.
Here we are 2 years later, and him
Aqui
and
estamos
his church
dois anos depois.
has built this wonderful new building.
Está aqui bonita, linda, ela já completa.
And I just want to ask Pastor Levi, tell us how this all came
Eu
about.
queria perguntar ao pastor Levi para nos contar como que isso aconteceu tudo.
Isso aconteceu pela grande influência do furo depois de ser aberto.
Well, this happened through the influence that the well has brought into the
Na
community.
verdade, depois das contribuições feitas pelas igrejas,
After the church have given their contribution towards the
o fundo
building,
da água nos ajudou na parte das condições financeiras.
so the well has since helped the church financially because the people improved their lives.
E depois de um ano nós já conseguimos completar a construção.
So after 1 year, then we made it
E
complete.
não foi só a construção que o furo beneficiou.
It's not only about the building that the joy that
Mas
the well
também-
has brought into the community.
Isso chamou a maioria das pessoas para poderem converter.
So many people have come to know Jesus through the water there.
E eu acredito que depois daqui a uns 2, 3 anos a igreja vai tornar pequena.
And I believe in few years to come, the church will be smaller for to fit everybody who's coming.
Be bigger.
Be bigger.
Bigger.
Eu agradeço bastante por isso.
Thank you. I just appreciate that.
Good. Well, we're so happy to be a part of what God's doing here in Mozambique.